guys, and welcome to Angling For You. Today you join me for an interesting session. You will obviously seen in the title what that'll be, and that's trying to catch 40 pound of fish on 20 pounds. Now the rules behind this are pretty simple. I've got 20 pounds to buy either a rod and a reel, or a whip, or and the line, every part of terminal tackle that needs to make the rig for that, and a bait for 20 pound, which is obviously quite a mean feat. It's obviously not a lot of money, but you can buy it new, you can buy it second hand. So what I've done is I've gone with something new, and that is a 4 meter whip. It's pre-elasticated, so we've got that part in this terminal tackle. It's a elasticated Delta 4 meter, just a cheap whip from eBay, and that's £15 that's cost me, and that's got 2 carp rigs with it. Both have got around £6 line. One's got a 14 hook and one's got a size 12 hook, so you can pretty much imagine what I'm going to be fishing with. That's going to be paste. Now for the other fiver, I bought a packet of marine halibut for the paste, but we're only going to use half of that, so it was £3.99, so let's call it £2 for half a bag. And then we've got a pint of pellets, 4mm pellets, which cost a couple of quid, and then the last pound I've spent on is just a cad pot to feed the paste. So that should be everything that we need, fingers crossed. The elastic that comes in this little elasticated pole is number 14, I think. I've not had it out yet. It's come as it has, as we've defined it, so I don't really know. So as you can see, telescopic, and it is going to be a challenge. It definitely is going to be a challenge, that is for sure. So as I said, it's pre-elasticated like a number 12 style elastic. We've got 4 meters to fish with. Like I said before, it's a telescopic, which means the sections come inside of it and close down, rather than a put over pole which everybody normally fishes with. And I think it's going to be an hard challenge. The fish go really well in this pond, and I've got no other pond. I've got no puller kit. I've got no extra sections to play with, so it's going to be a hit, hold, and probably be a lot of standing on my box to try and net them. I don't think I'm going to even use the telescopic now that it's set up. I think it'll just be a case of holding it up in the air and netting. Fingers crossed it'll be a good challenge. We've got a keep netting, permission off Gordon to get that keep netting. We've got some scales, we've got a nice weigh basket, and we'll get all that weighed at the end. Fingers crossed we can have a few. Obviously I'll go through the rigs once we untangle them and I'm getting going. Like I said, there's two rigs that comes with it, a killer carp rig they're called, and this one is £6 line to £5 size 12 hook, and this is 6.5 to £5.5 with a 14s hook. So we'll just see how it goes. Join me on the box and we'll get one of those rigs out and have a go. Right guys, so you join me in the box. It's crazy, is this thing. Don't know really what to expect. We're going to try and catch as many fish as we possibly can. The target is £40. I've only got a couple of hours till I'm going home, so that's all we've got really to catch him. I know weight wise hopefully shouldn't be that much of an issue. It's the time of getting him in that's going to be the time whether we're going to get £40 or not. So I've just plumbed up the rig. It's just bog standard. I mean, it's got the £6 line on. Did it come with? No idea what line it is. It's got a 4x14s float on there, and just the shot was all bulked together. I've just slid one down as a dropper, left a bulk in the middle and put one underneath the float, and obviously just plumbed it to the depth. The hook, I've no idea what it is. It's just a size 12 hook. No idea what make it is, obviously. That's the challenge today. The little cup on, I've just put a little bit of insulating tape on the end, because with it being quite thin, it allows me to stick it on without it sliding off. So the paste, as always, is marine halibut, because the budget didn't stretch to get in the green swim stem as well. We've just gone with green halibut this time. If with this sort of video, I've got loads of paste fishing videos. If you go on there, it'll show you how to make up the paste and how we mix it together. So I've got some 6mm pellets, as I always have when I'm fishing, paste 6R4s. Just going to try and balance that in. Hopefully it's not going to be too floppy that it's going to drop out, but we'll soon find out. I've not got a pole roller with me today. Well, I have, but I aren't using it. It's that light and that short, it don't really matter too much. And that's it, that's all we've got, boys. So, as always, let's lean out and drop. And hopefully the carnage will ensue. But like I say, this is like the old school fishing of the whips that I started with, using these little whips. The problem is, if we hook anything, which usually here is of half decent stand, is getting it in. Obviously we're all spoilt now with puller kits and puller bungs and stuff like that. If I had a bit more money in the budget, I'd have maybe got a puller bung and just put it right through the end section. But if I had to do that, then I'd have had to buy another elastic. So, you know, we just didn't have that in that £20 budget. That's still the idea. So it's just elasticated through that top too, and we'll see how we get on with that. I feel might be a few box standing and stuff like that happening. A little touch on the float straight away there. Some swells behind it, so that means that there's a few fish in the vicinity. And we're into the first fish now. Like I say, this is just going to be an hit and hole job. This is nothing else I can do. But here's big fish. As you can see, it's plenty of elastic. There's nothing else I can do apart from hold it. Plenty of bend in the whip, that's for sure. And if it's going to be fighting is completely different than you would do on a normal rod. And hopefully we'll put these angle on and we can get these fish out there. It's better that the fish out in front of us and it can top, so that's going to allow us to lift them up. And that's a really good fish to start the session. It's a really good fish. So it's going to be an interesting video start. So the idea is to fish £20 to buy a rod, your terminal tackle and your bait, and this is the first drop in on the paste. And looks like I'm going to need a bit of assistance to net this, because you need a net, mate, because it's a big one.
It's a proper fish.
So quick going, that is an absolute whale. So I'm going to have to stand behind my peg to net this. As we thought that we would do, knowing my luck, hook a near 20 pounder on first drop.
The problem with the 3 out of the road, now we have to get out of these baits, it's not like 6.
That's a huge fish to start the session. And that's a massive fish. So what we'll do is get the camera turned around and get this one filmed. Right guys, obviously fantastic fish to start with on the whip. 17 pound 6. Now we'll just hold him up for you. Make sure he don't jump. I don't want him to jump and hurt himself. So, fantastic fish to start on the pace. We're going to put that back. We're not going to keep net that one. It's too big of a fish. Let's get him back. Guys, we're going to obviously get back out there. Sorry if the fish, the footage are a bit mental. I just had to get people to come and give me a little bit of assistance there. I only expected to catch 5 or 6 pounders, not near 20 pounders on first drop. So we'll get back on the box and we'll see if we can have some. Right guys, so absolutely insane start there. Had to enlist a little bit of assistance from next door, as that were, as you could tell, a really big fish to start off with. And I can't believe, if I'm honest, that I've just landed that on a 15 pound whip. Absolutely insane. So it does show that even in with the cheapest of equipment, you can catch really big fish. So we've still got probably an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes, sorry, worth of time to go, and we're nearly halfway there with a 40 pound limit, with that obviously being 17.6. That was a great start. Let's hope his dad's here. Yeah, I don't genuinely know what I'd have done if I didn't have anybody there to do that. So do think that in mind if you're going to try this challenge. Make sure you got someone that can potentially bail you out, because if not, I don't know how I'd have netted that, if I'm honest. I've got a long landing handle, but I'm quite short, as you all know, so not the best of reach. But with that being a big fish, I'm not entirely convinced there's going to be loads more straight away on the bait, because it's although the fish went straight out and we netted him to the left, so he wasn't in the peg. So fingers crossed there's a few more down there. But we're into another fish now. This one's going off like on a crazy tangent. And again, I put a bit of height on him. And really, when you're fishing on these whips, you want them to be out in open water, because that's where and you want to be. Normally I would never have my pole up high, but in this case I want them to come up out there, so which makes it easier for landing. And a lot of this video you're going to see me stood up, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to net them. But it makes it for a lot of fun, that's for sure. And he's way out there. It's probably only 5 or 6 pounds. I don't know, it's actually another good fish. Definitely not the same size as the other one, but he's knocking on double figures, I reckon. To net this one though, boys and girls, Might be a stand-on box job. It's a good old fish. He's gone miles and miles out there. He's in the net, and he's another absolute wedge of a fish. Ugh, definitely into double figures again. That's another huge fish that we've got here on the whip, and really can't believe that we've just hooked another one like that, perfectly hooked in that lip. And let's get him in the net and let's get back out there. Right guys, obviously 2 fish in quick succession, absolutely crazy size fish. Just, what can you ask for a video? What I'm going to do is see if there's any more down there. I've changed the camera angle so we can, obviously if I'm going to have to stand up for pretty much every fish to net him, just to make sure you get me in shot. But yeah, it just shows you don't always need the best gear on the market to do the job, although you do need a Dacron connector, because these stomp throw connectors are garbage. I hate them so much. This is just what I mean. It even with whoever's put this on, the elastic is obviously a little bit too big for what they've done, so it's very difficult to push the cap over it. Right, so let's get some more paste on and see if there's any more fish down there. What would be nice now, and just top it off, if we had one of those really big koi fish. That would I would be definitely shouting for assistance to land one of those things, because there is some 20 plus kois in here, and I would definitely like one of those. That would be great. Certainly make it 5 times better being on film as well. You can see there's a bit of stretch of elastic. Normally if I was obviously fishing with a side puller, we could snip that out, but in this case I'd have to take all the stomp throw off and put that back on, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it dangling just for today's session. As long as we keep the tightest line to strike on, we'll be fine. But again, we're just not overfeeding those pellets, just putting probably half that container full, and if we miss a bite I tend to just not put any in the and just feed a polar paste. Right guys, so into another fish. I'm hoping we won't be far off completing the challenge. Like before, I'm holding the pole up so we can try and bring the fish out a little bit further away. Then when I need to stand, I'll stand. Like when they're trying to get down that reeds. It's a nice fish. Should be good. It's like an adaptation. I've got just one of the guys from the groups here with us. It's just we're just chatting about how mad it is that we've caught such fish on it today. I think like it's a different way of adapting to fishing, because the guys that are older that have been fishing the pole, or at least as old as I am, will remember that there never used to be any puller kits, and we used to be there for hours putting sections above his head, and commercials weren't really a thing. But it's just a different way of playing fish, and it's a little bit, to be fair, it's a little bit more intelligent about what's happening and what angle you need to put on to try and get them. So as you can see now, what I'm trying to do is push it out into open water so it's not near snags, and get its head up. Once its head's up, it's had some oxygen, that's when we're going to start trying to get it to come in close to get it in net. And we're shuffling him in. And that's another one. And the net's another nice fish. Another nice fish. Let's get him hooked up perfectly in that corner of that lip where you'd expect it to catch him as a pace fish. Let's get him back in there, and we'll see if see what we've got in the net and see if we've done this challenge. Right guys, I've got Danny with us. We're just going to get the fish weighed up. Obviously, like we said before, you saw us have that 17.6. That's already part of the challenge, and we've already weighed that one. So wait, it's all on you. Definitely needing a double hand for this. Oh, we've hammered it.
38.9.
38.9. So fantastic day at Houston Ferry. Plenty of fish. Obviously you saw that fantastic 17-pounder. You missed this. Also this absolute clonker of a fish as well. I mean, beautiful stamp of fish. You definitely need to come and give it a visit. You definitely need to try this little challenge. Obviously, we'll put the official weight on, but it's over 50 pound in those 2 hours, including that 17 and 17.6 that we had earlier on. I'll put that on the screen now for you. Thanks for watching. Join us on the Facebook group at Angling For You. Join us on the Instagram at angling_for you. Like and subscribe, guys. Come and try these challenges, and watch out for the next one. Come to Houston Ferry. Thanks a lot, guys. Tight lines.